Okay, sucks.
Jake, Johnny, and I at the Lady Farm in Gettysburg. August 31st, 2023. Look, Jake. Blood stains.
Oh, hold on. All right. Let me get a picture of that.
These are the blood stains on the floor. Did you get something or did it knock you off?
I'm probably booting up.
There are blood stains down here. Right there. Now, this was the triage unit. Where are you? This is where they did surgery. Now, if you look, you'll see the knuckles. There's more blood stains. Y'all got to come see this. They're open on Saturday.
Nurse needs some help.
Nurse needs some help.
They've come to this room.
There are pieces. There are pieces of artillery shells in the barn. Sounds like an explosion, doesn't it? Like a cannon. That's just so wild. You okay? There's blood stains back there.
He said, "Hey, Alex. Hey, Alex. Hey, Alex. Hey, Alex."
Alex is my nephew.
It's a pump thing. You gotta pump the organ. Oh, the feet things.
Hello. How are you, sir?
Well, yourself?
No complaints. We were up here, Johnny and I were a couple of weeks ago, and we just meandered into the house, and the nice lady came down and told us to make ourselves at home. She showed us around here.
Okay.
We went into the barn.
Yeah.
Now, I've been reading more about the Lady Farm. I'm very fascinated by all this. Johnny and I are ghost hunters.
Okay.
And we've been up to Gettysburg more times than Carter has liver pills. And we've experienced a lot. We have photos of spirits, a lot of recordings, talking to spirits. And when he was here last time and he was in the triage room here, he's very sensitive to, those things around him that most of us can't see. And it actually made him physically sick.
I already died. So.
Yeah. So
I was murdered. CFRS with a straight razor. 3 RDs, 7.
So I read.
So once that happened, I picked up everything.
I read where not only there are bits and pieces of a shell in the barn, that there's a shell hit the house.
So it depends on what era of administration you were reading information from.
Okay.
Because a good friend, I don't know if you're familiar with Tim Smith from the Adams County Historical Society.
Well,
He's one of the head historians in this area.
Right.
And he was actually
watched videos on YouTube.
Probably him and Gary Edelman are always doing stuff
Okay.
together. Yeah. Well, Tim and Gary are good friends of mine. Tim was actually on the board here whenever the GBPA bought the farm.
Okay.
And Tim says there was no chunk of artillery shrapnel in the barn beam when they bought it. So the farm went through a stage where people were just embellishing things to make it more interesting, where if they had stuck to the facts, it was perfectly interesting.
Yeah.
So we've been working diligently over the past couple of years to fix a lot of that. I rewrote all of these placards because some of the stuff, and made a bunch of new ones because some of the stuff that was on there was just bad. So we don't have any solid evidence that the house was ever hit. There's one account written by a soldier who says the barn was hit, which is probably why whoever it was stuck that piece of shrapnel in the beam did that. But you got to think, with all the artillery from Cemetery and Culp's Hill firing on Latimer's position right there, anything that crosses over, this is a catch-all.
Right.
So the only thing we know for sure hit the house was a truck in the 1990s.
Okay. Now he had a vision of an officer dying here, black hair, black beard. I looked up on the internet to see what soldier or what officers were.
I'd see them, but more than their names.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I didn't know his great grandmother, and I just heard like Rowena or Eugenia, and it was Cecilia. But I'll hear the
Okay.
I'm a pianist, so I hear the music of the syllabus and the phonetics.
So
but I can definitely see them.
So
whatever happened here is very traumatic.
I
Very
saw
traumatic of all
where
places in the
there
house.
were 5 officers mentioned, and they all survived this battle. Now, a couple of the people that were worked on here died later.
Right.
One at the Wilderness, and I forget where the other one died, but he saw a picture in his mind of a Confederate officer, very trim beard, black hair, and I've been trying to...
I mean, if you had half the force of the fighters.
Well, there were when the Union retook the position, when the Confederates left, they found 37 dead soldiers here and 3 dead officers. Do you know who those dead officers
We
were?
don't know all of them.
Okay.
No.
Do you know any of them?
Nope. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, one was a what the hell was his first name? Last name was Doherty, and I believe he was a lieutenant in the Chesapeake Battery.
Okay.
And he was actually buried in the field across the street.
Okay. Yeah.
And I have that from 2 accounts. One of them is...
Last name is Dougherty?
Dougherty.
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 Okay. Like Dougherty, but Dougherty.
Right. Pronounced Dougherty, as far as I can gather.
Okay.
But I actually have that.